One Piece episode 1163 brought maybe the most saddest moments in One Piece. For anyone that may not know, Robin's backstory was not just bad, it was horrible. From the time that she was born, her mom had to leave because she was a wanted criminal. And then she finally gets around the scholars of Ohara who are researching the Void Century. And what do they end up doing? They end up finding the secrets of the world. Unfortunately, the world government does not want them to find those secrets of the world. So, what do? They off them. And Robin, because she is such a big fan of them, she decides to learn from them. She decides to learn how to read the poneglyphs to help the scientists decipher the history of the world. And she becomes an archaeologist. The problem is, now the world government came to attack Ohara to kill all the archaeologists. Well, the bad thing now is Robin is now also an archaeologist. They don't want her to know that, so she ends up having to flee the island as the island is being destroyed by the Vice Admiral Buster Call. And Robin is left alone. She's left with her mom dead. She's left with all the rest of the scholars in Ohara dead. All the rest of the citizens dead because Akainu sucks. And last but not least, what she thinks is she's left with Saul dead, the Vice Admiral that defected to save her. And then he ends up getting killed for helping Ohara. Once Robin is safe, does she end up getting to live peacefully? No. Robin ends up getting persecuted by the entire world. Because now there's a narrative put out that Robin is some kind of demon child. That Robin is looking to find the ancient weapons to destroy the world. And she was 8 years old. So Robin, we find out in this episode that Robin was even thinking of offing herself. Just because of all of the pain and all the torment she felt in the world. So, when she finds out that Saul, the one person that tried to save her that wasn't from her island, when she finds out that he's still alive, she gets so excited in Egghead. When Robin ends up seeing Saul in Elbaf, we get what might be one of the most emotional moments One Piece has ever offered. Now, I don't want us to just look at the scene. The scene will make you cry. But let's look at the song that plays.
いつか必ずお前を守ってくれる仲間が現れる。この世に生まれて一人ぼっちなんてことは絶対にないんだぜ。
I don't want that intro to be lost on us. That intro is great. It starts with a 4, but it's not just a 4. It's a 4, but we have that suspension on that E. So E sus2. So 1, and now it's just a regular F sharp major. Let's break that down. So we have that E sus on the 4. The numbers go 4, 5, 6, 3, 4. And then it's a 5, but we're gonna call it a 4 over 5. But the chord is on that 4 we have a sus2. Here's just a regular F sharp major. So here we're doing a G minor 7. And then we're gonna go to a minor 3. And that minor 3 is gonna be an E flat minor 7. So what we're playing here is an F sharp sus4, which, if you want to think of it in terms of two hands, you're playing once again that E sus2 in your right hand, and then you're just playing an F sharp 7, but you're taking out the third. So you have but this is the last chord. What this chord is, we're gonna call it an F13 flat 9. So sorry, F sharp 13 flat 9. The full thing goes like this. Let's move on. All right. So we're ending on this chord right here, the F13 flat 9, right? So it's very simple chords. We're gonna do a 1, then 5, then 6, then a 5, and 4, then 5, then a 6, and 5. So let's play along with that. Five. Then we're gonna go to 4, 5, then 6, 5. Yes, of course, a little embellishments here, but those are the chords for that first part. Now let's look at the second part. Okay, so we're gonna do this next part up to that break right before the chorus. We have just come off that 5, right? Then we're gonna go to 4 again, and 5, then 6. Then we're gonna go to a 5 over 7, and then instead of going to the 4 again, we're gonna go to the 2, because always remember a 2 can be substituted for the 4. And 3, because when you end up on that 2, it just sounds like you want to go to the 3 because it's building up to something, right? And then what does it feel like should come next? It's the 4. But instead of going to the 5 first, we do something else. What happens is they go to the flat 5, or what you can call it, the major 2. So we're at the 2, then 3, and then 4, and then so here is just a major 2, or in the key of B, we can call it a C sharp major. So, and 5, right? But they don't just end on the 5 there. I want us to listen again for what happens. 6, 7, 2, 3, 4, 4 raised, 5. Right there. They don't end on the 5. They go to the 3 to end off that pre-chorus. So it's 2, 3, 4, 6, 5. So then we end up the minor 3. So that would just be an E flat minor. And then it breaks. So let's listen to that break. But let's listen to the chorus there. 4, 5, 3, 6. Ooh. Before we get to that last part of the chorus, we actually found something else here. 4, 5, 3, 6. Right? It doesn't go to the 2 right after the 6. It rather makes the 6 a major. Da, da, da. Right? Yes, it would still work if we just stayed on the minor, but adding the subtle major 6 will change this dynamic. And if it's missing, a fan who may not know music very well, tell that something is missing from it if you don't include that. So let's listen again. So now we'll look to get to the end after that part. If you're going to major 6, the next thing to go to is the 2. So watch what they do. Just like the pre-chorus. In 3, because we're building up. Right? So we're building until there's that same 2, the C sharp minor 7, and then we have the 3, but what the 3 is going to be a 1 over a 3. So we're gonna have B major, but our bass note is going to be an E flat. And now we have a 4, just a regular 4 that you know. Now this last chord, we're gonna suspend the 5 again. We're gonna have that sus4 again on the F sharp, on the F sharp 7. Right? So because it gives us that ending feeling and have that tension chord at the end before we go to the 1. So we have right? That way we can end nicely on that 5, right? And then we can go to the 1. So let's play it with it. So that's the whole song. Now this song, it's not a very long song. It's only a clip that was used in the actual episode. But every part of the song, you feel the pain that Robin's feeling. And when you watch the video that plays with it, and then you think about all the pain that Robin's been through in terms of bearing the label of being a demon, the whole world hating her, to the point where she's contemplating very dark things. And when you see the whole story of Robin as a whole, when it's her whole village being destroyed, her becoming an archaeologist, but then being persecuted by the world government for over 20 years, to this very day, to the one person that tried to save her in Saul, and what she thought he got killed, you really see the pain that has been inflicted on the characters. In this song, the lyrics say, "Bearing the label of a demon, I walked into the black and white world. Tick-tock, kindness is a poison hard candy. An outline of glass disappears when you touch it. But I always hear that derishishishi spell full of static. A future called someday is knocking on the door. The voice telling me, well done, shook the world. I wanted to be praised for the days I loved through. The faucet of tears won't stop flowing. Oh, I was not alone in this world. When you put all of this together with the well-composed song that makes you feel every single emotion that Robin's feeling, what you have is one completion of a story about a girl who was broken and torn down by the world, but she didn't give up, and she found people who were not willing to give up on her. I want you to think about the times that the world may have persecuted you, may have said things about you that aren't true, may have spread rumors about you, may have attacked you, and you pulled through. And I hope that this song means as much to you as it did to me. I will see you next time.